Here are 3 controversial toys that stirred up controversy for some unusual reasons. Next on Retro Serial. Hey everyone, welcome to Retro Serial. I'm your host, ENC. On today's program, we're going to be talking about 3 controversial toys that stirred up controversy for some unusual reasons. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you decide whether or not those reasons are good reasons or bad reasons, but they're not the reasons that you're probably thinking of. Normally, when you think of controversial toys or toys that got banned, we think of danger. We all remember that Battlestar Galactica fiasco in which, unfortunately, a child died due to having a missile lodged in his throat. And another child almost died, but through extensive surgery actually lived. These are not those reasons. We're going to get to those in a moment, but before we do, would you please go ahead and do me the honor of hitting that thumbs up button? Really means the world to me. And also the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you want to go a step further, you can share this on your favorite social media. Let the world know about the great content you're receiving here at Retro Serial. And if you want to go even a few more steps further, you can hit the bell notification so you don't miss a single episode. And if you want to part with some of your hard-earned cash, you can follow the links below to my Buy Me a Coffee page and my Patreon page. Good news on the Patreon page. I've created my first tier. It's just a tip jar. There's really no perks you get with that as of yet. I'm going to be adding perks later on some different tiers, but this is just a job saying, hey, we like what you're doing over there. This is just a tier saying, hey, we like what you're doing over there. Keep up the good work. So if you want to do that, all those things, they really mean the world to us here at Retro Serial. So go ahead and do that. And now on to the 3 controversial toys. One more thing before we get into this list is I am not ranking these in any particular order. This isn't from the craziest to the most sane or the most sane to the craziest. Again, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and let you battle it out in the comment section below whether or not you think that these reasons for these controversies are valid reasons or invalid reasons. I just am going to list them here, like I said, in no particular order. First on the list is Mattel for their G.I. Joe line of action figures. In 1984, Mattel came under fire by the Mental Health Association of Indiana for what they said about Zartan, leader of the Dreadnoks. Zartan was a reoccurring villain in the cartoons of G.I. Joe, so much so that they decided to release an action figure. Now, it wasn't the action figure itself, nor was it the cartoon figure itself, but what they said about it. Mattel produced a file card on the back of the action figure, and it was a habit for them to do this to kind of let you know what the action figure was all about. But it's what they said about this action figure. They said that Zartan was an extreme paranoid schizophrenic that grows into various multiple personalities to such an extent that the original personality becomes buried and forgotten. Well, the Mental Health Association of Indiana did not like the fact that there was a stigma associated with mental health and a villain. So they protested, and Mattel later removed that from the cardstock. Do you think Mattel did the right thing by removing this from the cardstock? You decide. Number 2 on our list is Coleco. In 1986, Coleco came under fire by the Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee for producing the action figure Nomad. Nomad was a villain in the Rambo Forces of Freedom action figure line. He was part of the villainous Savage Army and looked Middle Eastern. The American Anti-Discrimination Committee, of course, took exception to this. Coleco issued an apology but said that the character was not intended to represent Arabs at all, but to be of vague origin. Coleco continued to produce the action figure, but offered a return policy for those who were upset by the action figure so that you could get your money back. Finally on our list is Mattel once again, this time for their Barbie line of toys, particularly their 1992 release of Teen Talk Barbie. They came under fire by three separate organizations: the American Association of University of Women, the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics, and the Barbie Liberation Organization. Well, what did they object to? Well, she did say some inane type of stuff like, do we have enough clothes? But the thing that really upset people was the fact that she said math was hard, and these groups didn't want a stigma created around young women learning math or characterizing young women as being somehow stupid because they thought math was difficult. The Mattel organization removed that phrase from the Teen Talk Barbie. Now, on all of these, I have to ask you the question. You think people went too far? Not far enough? Do you think that the toy companies responded well or didn't respond well? Should they have done more? Should they have ignored it? Were some of these claims legitimate? Were all of these claims legitimate? You battle it out in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this episode of Retro Serial. Please do me the honor of giving me the thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell notification, share it on your favorite social media, and if you want to join our first tier over on Patreon and give me a tip in the tip jar, you can follow the links below to both the Patreon and the Buy Me a Coffee account. Thanks for joining me on this episode. We will see you again real soon. Stay retro, everyone.